Few days later, Dara and her friends went to Ghana River to fish. There they met Ma sitting by the banks of the river singing what sounded like an ode. Ma, you have a very melodious voice. Dara praised the old woman. I will not sit here with you, Emin whispered to Dara. Get lost if you wish. Dara retorted in a whisper also. Dara Kebasi, Ma called with a shaky voice. I am only obeying the meaning of your beautiful name, my daughter. Rejoice in God, she continued. Come here, my little children. She beckoned to the girls. Without delay, Dara hurried and sat in front of her. Kemi took a position behind Dara. Don't sit behind me. You are not my shadow. Dara warned Kemi. Shut up and face your front. Kemi commanded immediately. Don't run away from me, my children. I am not evil as you think, Ma begged. Ememan Kemi reluctantly sat in front of Ma, just like Dara did. Dara gave them a mocking look with her tongue out. Ma spoke to the girls at length, telling them stories about how she started living in a little hut. She would laugh in between stories, exposing her toothless mouth. She told them what kept her going until that very day, warning them about the dangers of believing and fearing the witches. Using herself as an example, she warned the girls never to label anyone a witch, as it was something detestable to God. Ma, are you trying to say that witches don't exist? Asked Emem. No. What I am saying is, do not be afraid of them, and don't tell stories about them, nor their works, because our sovereign Lord is more powerful than they are. Ma replied with a smile. You don't seem to be afraid of living in this type of place alone, do you? Kemi asked. Especially in the night. Ma, how can we stop fearing them? Dara jumped in. Pray to the owner of powers, Jehovah, and he will help you overcome such fear, Ma said with a shaky voice. When I look at the heavens, the stars and the birds that God made, and how he takes care of each one of them, she continued with a shaky voice, looking at the sky as if in search of something. I get comforted that he will always take care of me, she continued. And yes, he has, she concluded, nodding her hairless head in affirmative. She halted for a while, looked at three little birds with mixture of pink, green and yellow feathers on their shiny brown feathers, picking seeds from the ground. As if studying those little birds, she added, Where I live, I see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, do no evil, and fear no evil. That is why I am alive till this day. Indeed, God's undeserved kindness is sufficient for you, Ma. Dara exclaimed, looking at Ma in admiration. The birds flew over the river and fought the fishes that were on the surface of the river, preventing them from swimming freely. Ma picked up a walking stick, took a glance at one of the fishes that jumped out of the river, and with a broad smile, she continued her ode. Only God understood the words of that song, as no one was able to hear nor understood what she sang. But the trees never cared. They danced to the rhythm of her music, while the birds sang along with her. The girls stood up and went closer to the river to get some good catch. They caught few fishes and waved the old woman goodbye and hurried on. Ma told them to visit in 5 days' time, and they nodded in agreement. On their way, MM expressed her disagreement over what Ma said about witches. She tried to persuade Dara and Kimi to stay away from Ma, saying that it's only witches that do not fear, as they were birds of a feather. All the while, Dara was silent, meditating on the last words of Ma and thinking on how possible one could live such a life. Dara, are you listening to me at all? MM shouted. No, Dara replied. Look, MM, Kimi cut in. You have to throw away such thinking. I think the more you fear them, the more they will attack you. Kimi concluded. Oh, please, just shut up. MM attacked. What do you know about spirits? She questioned. She tried to raise up stories about wicked spirits to prove her points. But before she could say further, Dara gestured her to be quiet with a raised palm. They walked back home silently, each one thinking about the story man gave them.